Welcome to Cougan's Corner. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to share an event that happened to me last week. Now, I am no stranger to it whenever it comes to drinking caffeinated products. Now, I'm not a big coffee fan. I don't know why, I just can't really get into the taste. I'm sure there's probably some coffee out there that's awesome that I haven't tried yet. But I mainly stick to drinking Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, and things like that. Well, the other day, I woke up, didn't get a good night of sleep. I'm sure we've all been there. And then whenever I went into town, my head was just in a fog. Now, I made myself a big old iced tea, and I was getting some caffeine from it, and it was helping some, but there was so much I had to do, and I just couldn't think straight. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get a Bang. So I went by a store, never had one before, and I looked and they had all kinds of different flavors, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to get. I ended up choosing the Rainbow Unicorn. I had no idea what that was going to be like. Well, I get back to the office and I began to drink some of this, and I've heard bad things about this particular energy drink, and I even saw a video of where a man he had to go to the emergency room because of this drink. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind. But I wasn't too concerned because I've had plenty of caffeine throughout the days. I drink caffeine every day. Don't have any health issues, so I didn't think it would be a problem for me. Well, just to be safe, I thought I would drink half of it. And after I drank about half of the drink, I waited about 10 minutes. I didn't really feel anything. In fact, I've had more of a pickup from drinking a Dr. Pepper. And so then I finished drinking the other half of this drink. And then after I finished drinking that, I waited about 10 more minutes and still felt nothing. I was like, well, what's the big deal about this? This is not even giving me much of a boost. Then about 10 minutes later, my head started feeling really weird. Couldn't quite place it, never had that feeling before. And so I was thinking, well, maybe I need to walk around. And so I started walking around, and when I started walking around, my heart rate started increasing faster than normal. And so then I sat back down because, again, my head was feeling really weird. And so I checked for several things. First of all, I was seeing if my heart rate was way out there when I was sitting at rest. It was fine. I was able to use my watch, and it told me what my heart rate was. It wasn't bad. I held my hands up to see if they were steady, to see if I had any jitters. Didn't have any jitters. Again, I just had this feeling that my head was just kind of, I don't know, it was tingling kind of. And it just felt like, I just kind of felt like maybe I might pass out. Well, as more time went on, I'm still feeling really weird and kind of feeling kind of anxious. And I started looking online about having too much caffeine. So I began to look at the information, and I found out that, this thing has 300 milligrams of caffeine. And I'd already had about 100 milligrams of caffeine with the tea. And then I was reading on here, and it specifically said, we're not responsible for anything, basically. And then it said, don't drink this with other caffeinated products. Then I began to look online, and it says the max that you're supposed to have is about 400 milliliters. And I hope I'm saying that right. It might be the wrong measurement, but I think it's milliliters. But you're supposed to have about 400 millimeters at the most per day. And I probably had 400 millimeters within about an hour, which is not good. So then I began to drink water like crazy. I drank 4 water bottles of water. Had to go to the bathroom a bunch. But I was still just feeling horrible with my head. The only thing I could figure out after I thought about it for a while is, well, maybe it's my blood pressure. Maybe it's gone up. I've never had trouble with my blood pressure, so I don't know what an elevated blood pressure feels like. And so then I made my way home, talking to someone on the phone the whole way, because I kid you not, I was feeling very concerned about if I was going to pass out or not. I wasn't blacking out or anything, but my head just felt so strange. So I went home, and then I pulled out the blood pressure checker, put it on, and sure enough, my blood pressure had went up. Now, a lot of people are going to have this kind of blood pressure that I'm talking about. It was 137 over 87. Now, that's not normal for me. That's normal for a lot of people, and some people have higher blood pressure than that all the time. But this product, for me anyway, caused my blood pressure to go up, and it made my head feel really, really strange. It took about 2.5 hours before it finally broke, and I finally started feeling normal. But then, I know they say caffeine has this half-life of 5 hours and things like that, but I couldn't sleep that night. I was up to like 6 in the morning before I finally was able to go to sleep. And so that was my experience. And I know some of you probably have drinking maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of these a day. So good for you. But I'm just saying, for me, I'm never drinking one of these things again. Because that was the closest I came to thinking, man, am I gonna have to dial 911 or something? Go to the emergency room? And so this stuff, for me, is not going to ever be consumed by me ever again. I'm just gonna stick with my Dr. Pepper, my Mountain Dew, and my tea.